We've got a very interesting question which says I raised by 2018 times I raised by 2019. Which of the following is equivalent to the complex number shown above? Is it 0, 1, negative I, or I? I is an imaginary unit of a complex number. So I is equal to what? The square root of minus 1. Now, because this is not a real number, so I is used to represent the square root of negative 1. This is a complex number, right? So if we decide to work this out, we want to get the result of this, and of course the answer is here. So we want to work this out, and let's see which one is equivalent to this. So let's get started. I already told you that I is equal to what? The square root of negative 1. Now you must know this, that the powers of I cycle every 4 steps. What does that mean? I is equal to the square root of negative 1. I squared is equal to what? If you square this, now watch this. Let's use this. So I raised by 2, it means you also have to square this one. So when you do the square root here, we get rid of the what? Of the square, giving you what? Minus 1. This is I squared. So what about I raised by 3? It's going to be what? I squared times what? I. What is I squared? Minus 1. Minus 1 times what is I? The square root of negative 1, which is what? Negative the square root of minus 1. You see that? So this is I raised by 3. Now what about I raised by 4? It is what? I squared times I squared. What is I squared? Negative 1 times negative 1 is what? 1. So let's try one more. You know, I told you it cycle every 4 steps. But let's try I raised by 5. Let's see what this will give us. You know, it is what? I raised by 4 times I. What is I raised by 4? It is 1. What is I? It is what? The square root of what? Negative 1. Which is what? 1 times the square root of negative 1 is what? The square root of what? Negative 1, which is the same thing as what? I. So you can see that I is also equal to what? I raised by 5, which means the powers of I cycle every 4 steps. Every 4 steps. So what we can do here is that we're not interested in this large exponent. We can just resolve this and try and divide it by 4. Since it cycles every 4 steps, divided by 4, whatever is the remainder will now be what will help us in getting the answer. So because of space, I have rewritten this. Now let's come and work this out. Look at this. They have the same base, I. We can add the exponent from the laws of indices. So that's I raised by what? 2018 plus 2019, which is I raised by what? If you add these two, let's add it here. This is what? 70, right? 7 carry 1. This is 3, 0, and 4. So that's 4,037. So we will now divide this by 4 and get the remainder. The remainder will help us in getting the answer. If you divide 4,037 by 4, let's divide it by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 0, 0. 4 goes into 3 into 37 is what? That is going to be 0 what? 9. With a remainder of what? 1. If you do this, if there's a remainder of 1, our focus is just on this remainder. So since we have a remainder of 1, which means we are now dealing with I raised by what? 1. And I raised by 1 is what? Same thing as I. So what's the answer here? D. The answer is just I. I'll see you in the next video.